How's it going, Forest TV? My name is Jack, and welcome to my preview for Southampton versus Nottingham Forest, which kicks off in about 45 minutes. For me, obviously, it's 6:45. So yeah, the team news is already out. I was meant to record this last night. I try and record my video sort of the night before, but I was busy last night, unfortunately, and didn't get back in until late, so I didn't really get much of a chance to do that. But yeah, the team's out, and I'm happy with the team. Unchanged from the one that did face Chelsea, which I think, based on the way we played, especially in the second half, you've got to look at that and say, there's not really any position within that side that you would say needed to be changed. I think they all put in a real shift, and no one really put too many feet wrong, if any, in that match. So, for me, I'm completely fine with the fact that we're going to play an unchanged lineup. There were fans on social media sort of asking for Scarpa to be put in there. I think he will get his chance. Whether it be tonight or whether it be against Blackpool, I think he'll get his chance sooner rather than later. The way Cooper's been talking about him, he said it's been a positive first reaction of him. So I think that bodes well for the Brazilian. But I just think with the team we're playing tonight, it's an unchanged lineup and it's settled. We've got so many players in. We need a bit of stability, a bit of something settled, and it looks like Cooper's got a settled 11. He likes his back four that he's used over the past couple of games. The centre-back partnership of Bolly and of Worrell. You need partnerships, trios to link up within this side that need to be built within the season, and a new centre-back coming in with a centre-back who's been at the club for a long time. You've got maybe a midfield three where they're starting to build together, or maybe partnerships within the three of Freuler and Yates, and to go with an unchanged lineup, I think, a smart move from Cooper. Makes total sense to me. There's no need to change it. So I think it's absolutely fine for me in terms of the starting 11. Depending on how the game's going, we might need a bit of creativity from midfield, so Scarpa might come on, or we might need an influence on Jack Colback again to try and be a bit combative in the midfield, or add a bit of experience in there. But I'm happy with that starting 11 all in all, and I think that it's good enough to go out there and get all 3 points, and we need to get all 3 points tonight. This is a sort of game that, if you want to stay in this division, we have to be winning. Southampton at the bottom of the table in horrendous form. They've got a new manager in Nathan Jones, who it's a big step up from him. He was at Luton, and it kind of... Sorry, I just got sidetracked there, got a notification. He was at Luton, went Stoke, it kind of didn't really work out for him. Went back to Luton, hit it off again. Their first stint at Luton, he did such an amazing job rising them through the divisions. Then you've got sort of the return where he got them into the playoffs. It just seems like with Eddie Howe as well, and I know Eddie Howe's doing well at Newcastle, but before at Newcastle he was at, obviously, Bournemouth. He was at Bournemouth, put them through the leagues, went to Burnley, didn't work out, went back to Bournemouth and hit it off again. Maybe that's sort of a Nathan Jones situation. We'll have to see how it works out. He's not had the best of starts. Usually when a new manager comes in, you have that honeymoon period, the new manager bounce. But Southampton haven't had that, and for us that's great. We're happy with that. But for Nathan Jones, he's going to be scrambling around trying to find a way to remedy this. And for Southampton, they'll be looking at this as a game to say, yeah, we should be winning this if we want to stay up as well. But I think for Forest, if you want to be staying in this division, this is a must-win. And a win for us can see us rise up to, I think, as high as 14th. Last night's results were really favourable for us. So I think to see us in this position, we had it against United and we lost. And I was thinking, maybe that kind of chance has gone now. But that point against a average Chelsea side has put us into a position with the other results that went in our favour to move up the table and to be in a position where we can move up to 14th, 15th after having not the best start to the season, shall we say, and languishing in the bottom three for so long is huge. You know, teams around us like Everton, West Ham, Wolves, struggling a lot. So hopefully we can go out there and get our first 3 points on the road, score another goal since August on the road, and see ourselves shoot up there, because that's not just going to help in terms of the league position, but it's going to help with confidence. The players are going to see that they're no longer in the drop zone. They're going to see where they are in the league now, and they're going to look at that and think, yeah, you know what? Sorry about that. They're going to say, yeah, you know what? We're not down there. We can get out of it. We are out of it. We need to keep this going now. It's going to bring a positivity, a bit of a positive atmosphere around the club to see we're not in the bottom three anymore, but we're in a high position, lower mid-table, which we could look to try and build on from this. I mean, I know we've got Leicester coming up, Fulham, in sort of the next couple of games, so or in the league, obviously we've got Blackpool in the cup, but it's a chance for us to try and build on this, and I think we can do so. I really do. But tonight is a must-win. We need to go out there and get all 3 points. A draw, it would be okay, but we need to be getting all 3 points. Like I say, if we don't win games like this, we don't deserve to stay in the Premiership. So I really do think that it's important we go out there and we're authoritative. We show that we belong here. We don't just turn up and think, we'll see what we can get, but we go there and we say, look, we're Nottingham Forest, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to play, and this is what we want to achieve, and hopefully we can go out there and achieve it. I think it really frustrates me when pundits and people on podcasts, people on podcasts and stuff that I listen to, or even on the radio, they talk a lot about the fact that Forest have signed X amount of players, which is true, we have. Even some of them have said, you should stick with the boys that you got promoted with, which has been nearly impossible to do because 5 of that team were on loan. Graben ran out of contract and wanted to leave, same with Lolly. It just we weren't able to do that. A lot of our players left, went on loan, sort of thing, so we had to do this. And I think now we're at a position where we can show them, look, that had to happen, and it can be a positive, and we'll show them that we can do it. We can leap out of the relegation zone, and we can show them that, look, it's not a case of the Fulham syndrome or whatever. We've signed so many players, we're just going to go straight back down. But we show them, look, it needed a little bit of time to bed in, but now we're here. This is what we're going to do. And tonight's a game to do that. Against a team that are struggling, against a team we should be beating. The confidence should be flowing through the squad after a good second half performance at Chelsea, or home to Chelsea. We could go out there and really stamp our authority and show that we should be here and that we're a team that should be feared, and a team that can go out there and get all 3 points. I'm really feeling confident for this one, and I'm going to go with Nottingham Forest 2, Southampton 0. They've been really poor, Southampton. They're really just 6th and 7th at the back. Defensively, they're so poor. They've got some decent players, Salisu. On his day, he can be a good Premier League centre-back. But then when it's not his day, he just makes silly mistakes, scores own goals. They're just so poor defensively, and they heavily rely on James Ward-Prowse. I mean, if it wasn't for him, they would be in a dire position. A player that I have seen though from Southampton that I do quite like, and I think he's not started today, which I'm pleased with. But despite their poor performances, and he can come off the bench, it's Samuel Edozie, a youngster. I don't know where he's come from, if he's been signed from a lower league club or whether he's from the academy, but he looks really positive and really skillful, tricky, and when they were playing poor against Brighton, he was their only spark, their only shining light. So if he does come off the bench, we'll have to keep him quiet, but overall, we should be winning this, and I think we will. I'm going to go 2-0 Nottingham Forest. Goal scorers Tyro Awoniyi and Morgan Gibbs-White. So, yeah, let us know down below in the comments saying what you think the score is going to be. Who you think is going to start? Well, actually, who you think is going to start? It's already been announced. But who you think is going to play well and who could win the game for us? Like if you haven't already, did enjoy this video. Subscribe if you're new around here. And come on, you Reds.